Earlier this week, the Annie Lytle School caught fire. For years, it's resided beneath the I-10 overpass, abandoned, aside from mold echoes and heroin needles, under this bridge like a junkie itself. It's a landmark, a legend, allegedly haunted. When I saw it in flames, when I saw its long history swiftly burning away, one thought came to my mind. One image presented itself before any others. Peanut butter.
Swaying fire bleed inside my soul. Mellow memories I recall.
When I look at a charred building, I think of peanut butter. This connotation is just too strange to pass up. I must get to the core of it. Perhaps it's a movie I saw. Perhaps I could just do a web search. Let's see. Peanut butter, movie, burnt house. Perhaps it has origins forever unknown. The peanut butter solution. Hey, that's it. But even with a name, the source remains elusive. Let me check YouTube. Forgotten films linger in memory longer than on celluloid, become obsolete as vinyl. The Peanut Butter Solution, part 1 of 10. Oh, YouTube, is there nothing you can't do, Tube? You want to see a forgotten film? Well, here's one I'd forgotten about until just recently. But as I stated earlier, certain images stayed with me. And I'd like to know why. Ah, Canada, the Bizarro Mexico. You brought us great works like Celine Dion and today's film, The Peanut Butter Solution. The Peanut Butter Solution is a second film by Les Productions in their unusually titled series Tales for All. I know when something has a title like Tales for All, they mostly imply children. Adults will just be confused or irritated by the movie. I know I was. After viewing The Peanut Butter Solution, I can tell you it seems like the makers of the movie tried to craft a fairy tale, a miraculous story of great imagination. But they take too long breaking out of the barriers of reality that, by the time we get to the whimsy in the third act, feels like it comes out of nowhere. Let me set the stage for you. The story involves 11-year-old Michael, a frail, whiny ginger with bipolar acting abilities.
It was short this morning, sir.
His older sister is a helicopter parent in training.
Come on, eat it, Michael. No.
These kids are really annoying. It's no wonder that this is how we're introduced to their father.
It's not easy for him either, with Mom gone.
Their family is being torn apart by the death of their mother.
What do you mean? She's not dead, you know.
Alright, she's just like in Australia. Isn't it handy when your dialogue is just clumsy exposition?
Hi, Superman. Coming to soccer practice?
This is Conrad, Michael's best friend. And with that hat, he looks like a junior odd job.
Are you here for breakfast, or are you just wriggling through?
I'm just having some of these delicious grapes, if that's okay.
What?
I don't think that line was in the script. I think that actor just legitimately could not hear that kid.
What?
But in all honesty, Connie here is the most interesting, only interesting protagonist.
Joe, there's ants. Ants? There's no ants.
There's no such thing as ants. Next you're gonna tell me you believe in flowers. I would say Connie is the only interesting character in this, except we haven't gotten to the Senor.
Look at the muscles rippling under the skin. That's anatomy.
The role of Salvador Dali will be played by John Hurt.
I've told you 1,000 times, no imagination. Only what you see.
And he comes off like a Charles Dickens villain. Fact. No fun, no imagination. Ah.
If you do that, senor, I will never come to your class again.
Man, that kid's got balls standing up to a sexual predator like that. And yes, I'm pretty sure the Senor is a rapist. Just watch this. Yeah, this is the beginning of one of those bad touch films. But the Senor's antics get him in trouble with the faculty. Stop touching yourself there.
Senor, I must have a serious talk with you.
The role of Barbara Bush will be played by Newt Gingrich.
I found out that you've been thrown out of 2 schools, that you faked famous paintings.
If only we checked people's backgrounds before we hired them, we could have avoided this ugliness. As for the plot, this one's a doozy. The major conflict begins when Michael and Connie dare each other to go into a recently burnt down house where 2 homeless people died. They attempt to scale the ramparts in a scene that reminds me of Legends of the Hidden Temple. As long as I don't have to watch them bail the Shrine of the Silver Monkey. It's 3 goddamn pieces. How hard is that?
Please don't be so stupid.
Apparently at the top, Michael finds a temple guard. Oh. In some strange turn of events, this causes Michael's hair to fall out.
Bald.
On the plus side, you look like Maynard Keenan. Now you look like Billy Corgan. So how exactly does his hair come to fall out? I think Dr. Movie puts it best.
It's at fright, for sure. The proper medical term is harum scarum.
Yes, harum scarum. Considering that the most magical thing in this movie so far has been that this kid doesn't get beat up on a regular basis for wearing a fedora, this harum scarum thing just comes out of left field, and even then, it doesn't go far enough into the realm of fantasy. It just seems like a strange but believable disease.
In the arms of the angel.
Oh, and don't watch this movie if you or someone you love is going through chemotherapy. This movie all but calls baldness ugly.
Quick, slip it on, slip it on.
No, I don't want to wait.
Come on, Mike, it's for your own good.
Movies for almost all. By the way, how's that wig thing turn out? Serves you right. Wigs are for jerks. Fortunately, Michael receives help from the afterlife. Ghost hobos. Apparently, Baldy had given these bums some cash in life before they died in that fire. Feeling guilty for scaring him, though, they give him a recipe that'll grow his hair back.
Last thing is a spoonful of peanut butter, and that's very important because it makes it all stick together. But don't use too much of it or watch out.
Simple directions, simple ingredients, and one simple warning. So what do you think he does?
I just gotta put more peanut butter in. It's the only solution.
This must be the kid that burnt his house down trying to make Ovaltine. Also, product placement. Skippy peanut butter. When you need to slather a dubious potion on your scalp, use Skippy. God knows you don't want to eat this trans fatty oily muck. And then he turns into the last airbender. His hair grows back, but it grows back too fast and becomes a nuisance in his class.
Okay, you two, this is a classroom, not a barbershop.
The role of Phil Donahue will be played by Orville Redenbacher.
You can't go to school, Mike. They phoned. They don't want you there.
If Canadian schools in the 80s had an aversion to ridiculously long mullets, then classrooms must have been empty. There's also this weird subplot where Connie gets a hold of the peanut butter solution.
Why? You don't need it. You got lots of hair.
So is he gonna put it on his face and grow a beard, or put it on his chest and get some manly chest hair?
Put some down there.
Good, good. I needed this movie to get uncomfortable.
Get out of here and let a guy do what he's gotta do.
And the result?
Holy shit. Holy camole!
Now that's a living hell. Also known as puberty.
Stop!
So far the film has been a little fantastical, but not outrageous. In Act 3, however... Act 3 involves kidnapping, child sweatshops, a bike chase, and magic paintbrushes made from a captive Michael's hair. And it's up to Susie and Connie to find him. Oh, and the 100 or so missing Canuck kids, but they're not important.
Hello, little girl. You want to come for a ride?
No, thank you. I prefer my bike.
That's it? You're giving up that easily? You're not gonna offer her ice cream or candy? And for God's sake, got a little dog in the truck. Just say, "Hi, unfortunate looking child. Wanna come pet my doggy?" How do I know so much about child abduction? Without giving too much away, Connie infiltrates Signor's paintbrush factory.
We have to make 500 a day or we won't eat.
Must be the Steve Jobs work model. Here he learns about Signor's magic powers. Oh, just what we need, a pedophile with magic powers.
You know these paintings? They're so real, you can just walk right into them.
So why not escape?
Because they're all imaginary places, you know? You never paint a real place like, sort of like a town.
Yeah, it's all crazy stuff like waterfalls and trees. What a bunch of made-up bullshit. Short Round then tricks the Signor into duplicating the abandoned house and then going inside.
You're a great climber!
Tails for all! Senor comes across the ghost hobos and the fright passes on to him, and Michael is free of the curse. And that's about all there is worth talking about. Watch the movie and judge it for yourself. It's neither terrible nor really great. Mostly it's just forgettable and kind of odd. And why do I remember it 15 years later after seeing it once? And not even really paying attention to it all that well at the time. Like Storylords, I hadn't remembered the characters, the story, or even the damn title. But certain images became preserved in my memory. I remember this as the movie with the burnt down house and the peanut butter hair tonic. And the 5-foot-long pubes, it's kinda hard to forget that. Perhaps time is like a fire eating away at memories. The structure burns down, but certain remnants outlast the decay and remain like gravestones in the cemetery of your mind. Then again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this movie is great. After all, it did win 3rd place in the Central Chinese Television International Children's Film Award. A+ movie, A+. Now, if only I can think of a movie that reminds me of jelly, this episode will be complete. Once again, Canada, thank you for Celine Dion and the Peanut Butter Solution, which featured the music of Celine Dion. Think I'm joking? Check the credits. Believe it or not, Celine Dion's first English language recordings were for a film containing 5-foot-long pubes. Kind of makes you think.